Okay, and everything I'm going to say, your listeners can write this down. They can search engine everything I'm going to say and learn to see this for themselves. Because the journey with InfoWars is not that I'm that smart. I'm just like you. I'm having this journey, and I'm going to show you. So this is what happens.
Okay.
Obama's running for office, and Hillary's people, because I follow the news every day, Hillary's campaign, this letter came out, puts out that he's born in Kenya. And I'm like, screw her. I was quietly, and I'm really ashamed of this, but I told listeners this, so I'll just say it. I was an early on Obama supporter in that I wanted to try to unify people. I didn't like John McCain. So I said, yeah, he's bad. The Democrats are bad, but I hated what had happened so much.
We were fooled by Obama, too.
Well, I was hoping.
Let him talk.
I mean, I wasn't an Obama supporter. I just didn't attack him.
You liked it better than the alternative.
Yeah, I didn't push him for office. I was just like hoping that all his BS was real.
Okay.
So, and then I started hearing these leaks, and it was from Hillary. And you can Google this. Hillary first progenerated the whole deal. So I'm sitting there hearing that he's born in Kenya. So I think, I don't care. That's a bunch of BS. And then the articles start coming out as the right wing picks it up, who does the research. And it's his wife in like 2006 and 7 in speeches going, my husband born in Kenya knows about the immigrants' experience. It's video. You can pull up Michelle Obama. Oh, yeah, pull it up. And then Harvard Law Review, which he headed up for at least 3 years. He was the editor. And he says, I was born in Kenya, a little bitty blurb by his picture.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Says he's born, but he wasn't born in Kenya. Wait till I get to this.
Oh, so that was some...
It's just like Pizzagate.
Oh, what?
I finally learned how... No.
Double cross.
Well, it's not in pedophilia. I mean...
Hold on, let's hear her say it.
Here you go.
HIV testing, which is still plaguing so many of our communities, which you all know, a lot of that is due to homophobia. Barack has led by example. When we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya, we took a public HIV test for the very point of showing folks in Kenya.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he was born in Kenya.
Clip.
Like
there's another clip. He just found that fast, but there's another where she said, and there's the Harvard Law Review, which he edited, where he says I was born in Kenya.
Oh, okay. Well, she right there, what she's saying is his homeland. Like, if you're from Ireland, like I know dudes that are born in America, they want to go back to Italy or Ireland, or it's always the homeland. Agree. They call it the homeland.
But listen, let's just going on to what were we covering?
Kenya.
Trump.
The birth certificate.
Kenya. So yeah, Trump got involved in all that, and the whole birth certificate. Well, go ahead.
No. So how did it? What did someone like leak that information to him to try to make him look foolish because he chased after it?
Yes. So. Well, we're just researching. It's not anybody trying to make anybody foolish.
So do you think they just maybe made an incorrect judgment?
Well, we found out all about it. This is stunning information. So, people want to say he's illegitimate. They then look at him in the Harvard Law Review saying he's born in Kenya. They look at clips. They look at the fact he won't release his birth certificate. He had a name named Barry Saturo in Indonesia. He had all these weird cutout names. He had like 5 aliases.
Wow.
Why is that?
Then he wrote Dream. Look it up.
Because he's a baller.
He wrote Dreams of My Real Father.
Right.
Or Dreams of My Father. Dreams of My Real Father is the documentary. And in it, he talks about Frank Marshall Davis, the communist, famous pornographer, that he spent summers with. He looked side by side as the same guy. So they were worried that it was going to be Frank Marshall Davis. But it had actually been his mom in like a scam, making money off, she was CIA, bringing back people to the U.S. in sham marriages to have them immigrate. It was basically a cover-up of the fact that his real father was Frank Marshall Davis, the communist. And so that's who Obama's real dad was. And Dreams of My Real Father breaks it all down. It's online. It's pretty powerful info.
So what does that mean?
It just is a perfect example of you're not born in Kenya. You're really born in Hawaii on the main city-based island. They're in Honolulu to Frank Marshall Davis.
Right.
And your grandfather's CIA and your mother's CIA, that's all been declassified. You're this cutout person.
His mom was a CIA?
Oh, yeah.
What did she do for the CIA?
She was a sex operative. Yeah. And she posed for news photos in kind of Betty Page style with sex operatives in photos at Frank Marshall Davis's house.
And you know this because you've seen these?
I've interviewed the people involved. I've read Dreams of My Father, where he admits, I stayed at Frank Marshall Davis's house. He was like my dad. My grandfather had a special unspoken relationship with him. These are quotes. Look up Obama Frank Marshall Davis. Or Obama Dreams of My Real Father.
What do you think about the conspiracy theory that Obama was like bred by the CIA the whole way through, all the way
That's
up.
true. It's on the third.
Oh, really?
When you say CIA, that just means like a marketing project of whoever was in power at the time. 4 or 8 years, whoever's in charge of that, whoever shows interest, can go in and then just basically be involved in controlling the levers of the social engineering of the society.
So what does that have to do with Obama growing up? Were those rumors that he was a CIA agent in Pakistan while he was supposed to be in Colombia? What
Yeah,
about
no,
those?
he
Is that
probably
real?
exactly. He probably spent 6 months. Yeah, there's the supposed father Barack versus Barack II versus Frank Marshall Davis.
Huh. I think he looks more like the other Barack.
Okay. Well, look up Frank Marshall Davis's pornography. And his
I will do no such thing.
And Obama's mother clearly in the photos.
Okay.
And his book, Dreams of My Father, admitting that he stayed with Frank Marshall Davis.
Okay.
But listen, that's not the issue.
So what I asked you, though, to get back to where we started from, was why did Trump chase after that whole he was born in Kenya shit for so long?
Because he knew it was super hot with the public, and he wanted to know the answer to it as well, and didn't like the things Obama was doing.
It was a weird thing, right? Because if you were a guy who was a white guy and we wanted to prove that you were born in Austria, but you had some birth certificate that said you were born in the United States, you spoke perfect English, but you had a square jaw and you looked like you're from the frozen north, like, this motherfucker he's from Austria, dude. I'm telling you, he's from fucking Austria. And then someone like made a big deal out of it and gave you like a fake birth certificate, and people you'd never hear racism. Isn't that interesting? Like, you would hear that, yeah, this guy might really have been born in another country.
No, there might have been something that the first black president's an outsider.
Yeah, it's a race. I mean, instantaneously it gets connected to racism. There's an assumed racism with almost anything.
Listen, I don't care what color Barack Obama is.
Any accusations.
Like, I love Jimi Hendrix's music. I don't care what color he is. Long Watchtower is the best ever.
It's a pretty goddamn good song.
So, yeah, all of that. So, all I'm telling you is, you research Frank Marshall Davis and Obama.
I believe you.
It's I can't believe how conclusive it is. My mom and dad heard me talking about it like 5 years ago. They thought, that's crazy. Let us see the film about it. They saw it. They were blown away.